Hey everybody, this is your girl Noel Knows, and this is one of the first parts to our 7-part series of the requirements for home ownership and for investing. The first topic we're going to talk about is credit, and I had to get the credit guru. I had to go call the Premature Billionaire to talk to you about credit, how to use your credit, what to do with your credit, how to repair it. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you to the Premature Billionaire. Give him a warm welcome and get ready to, learn a little something.
How y'all doing? My name is Ishmael. I go by the Premature Billionaire, and I specialize in credit. I also do business consultation, and I also run a rental car fleet as well. But my main priority right now is focusing on helping people get financially literate and preparing their credit so they could have the road to success lined up for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we need them to do. Once we build that foundation, then they can go a little bit further in life. So my first question is, what is credit? So this meeting is for people who have no idea. So we're talking to like people who have no knowledge about credit. So what is credit?
My own personal definition of credit is basically your ability to borrow money from a lender. So you go to the bank and apply for a loan. You have what is called your credit worthiness, which is also your credit score. And your FICO credit score ranges from 300 to 850. 850 being in the pristine, excellent credit range, and 300 being poor or low credit. So essentially, credit is your ability to borrow and what lenders see to you if you have the ability to borrow. And how risky are you? Are you a 300 type person where we may not lend you $100,000 today? You might start you off with a $300 credit card, or are you the ability we can lend you $1 million because you have an 850 credit score and other factors that kind of influence into that as well.
Awesome. Also, you actually led into my next question, like why is it so important? And you were saying that you can get more if you have an excellent or great credit score as opposed to having a poor credit score. So how can someone with a poor credit score begin to repair their credit?
The first thing I always tell my clients as well, look at your credit reports. So take the time to analyze what's going on, what accounts are there, how much money do you owe, how many inquiries do you have in your credit report, and look at all three bureaus. So you have Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Take the time, if you download Credit Karma, you have your TransUnion, Equifax on that website. If you go to Experian.com, you also have your Experian credit report. And these websites are all free to look at your credit report. So take the time, look at your report. Are there any accounts that don't belong to you on your credit report? That's the first thing you want to look at because those are going to be the first thing you want to dispute when you want to repair your credit. Are there any collections in your account that are inaccurate? Are there any late payments that you actually paid on time? Is there three missed payments on your Capital One credit card when in reality you may have paid those payments on time? Are there student loan numbers inaccurate? Are the loan amounts, the actual loan amounts that you took out for those years increase? Make sure that you apply for those increase to those companies on those dates because if those are inaccurate, they can get removed. So the first step is taking a look at your credit report, seeing what's right and what's wrong.
Awesome. So we're going to look at our credit. We're going to see what's on there that truly doesn't belong to us, and we're going to dispute them. So disputing them, when we dispute it, does it hurt our credit or does it? Obviously, hopefully, it helps us.
Disputing process is essentially there to help better your credit score. So disputing is saying, I see that this is on my credit report and this information is inaccurate. You're telling the creditors or the credit bureaus to take a look at this because I believe that this information is inaccurate. And according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have 30 days to respond to any disputes that you send out, or essentially the item should be deleted from the report. So always take the time to look at those items first. You want to see what's wrong, but in the end, as things come off, increase, that's extra 2 points increase in your credit report. I mean, credit score per inquiry that comes off. Collections ranges from 30 to 70 points. So every collection that comes off your account, um, student loans, that's the entire account. That can bring you up an extra 20 to 30 points. Any closed credit cards, that could bring you up an extra 20, 30 points as well. But you don't want to close too many accounts as well. So some things are helping your credit score as one of the factors of your credit score is being your age. So you don't want to close a account that was closed in good standing that you may have had for 10 years, because if you remove that from your report, it essentially may drop your credit score because that's affecting your average age, which is a factor, one of the five factors that builds your credit score.
So the length of time is very important when you have an account. The longer you have it, it's a good thing to have. So just don't close it out and say, "Hey, I'm not using it anymore. Let's just close that account out," because essentially it's going to help you in the long run. It's going to aid your credit.
That's correct.
Awesome. So, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when applying for credit?
The number one common mistake, and this is kind of off your question, but on your question at the same time, is never co-sign, especially starting off, beware of co-signing for others, because essentially as a co-signer, you are taking the responsibility that if my brother, my sister, my mom, my friend doesn't pay this car loan, credit card, student loan, that you are assuming responsibility for it. And what that does is their loan that they're taking out that you co-sign for is also going to reflect on your credit report, the good, the bad, and the ugly all in one. So that's the first thing I want to tell people to watch out for.
And that's absolutely true because I did it with somebody, and or someone did it for me. And if either one of us was late, it affected either one of our credit. So that's very, very, very important. And is there any other ones that you think that people commonly make when they're applying for credit?
Yes, I have a few other, I'm listing right now. So income. When you're applying for credit cards or any type of loans, what most people don't know is in this fine print, it says income for your household. So, or any other sides streams of income. So don't just put, if you make $50,000 a year, don't just put 50,000 there. Include your spouse, your children, any others in your household, because those actually are eligible to factor into your credit. So that will also give you higher credit limits and higher lines of credit as well.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Tell us more. Give us more.
Another one is using credit for bad debt. So don't go applying for credit cards or loans and using it to accumulate bad debt. So with your credit cards or any lines of credit you get, you want to use these to help you either make money or increase your means of living. So don't get a credit card and go shopping at Louis Vuitton or Gucci, you know. And if you're buying a house, you want to make sure your report lines up correctly so you can get this type of property at this amount. Don't go without your means, because in the end you're going to fall into the credit card trap. And that's what these creditors want you to be in, because they're going to make money off your interest rates and interest payments for not for being over your limit or spending too much. The idea of credit is you want to borrow this money and pay it back off. To have excellent credit scores, you want to be able to spend your credit card at the end of the month, pay the balance to nothing. That's going to boost your credit score exponentially.
Okay, so two things. One, I didn't get credit cards until I was well into my 40s because I was afraid of just that, afraid of, because I saw people buying clothing and making living off of their credit cards. And I had a friend who was like $40,000 in debt because as a single mom, she didn't know how to raise or she wanted her kids to have the best. So she used her credit card and was in $40,000 debt. She paid it off essentially. It took a few years, but she did it. And the other thing, my memory has just been crazy. So the other thing was to get the credit. You say get it to build and essentially use it to make more money. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so basically you're going to leverage your credit. So this is the term you hear a lot of people use, leverage your credit to make money. And OPM is other people's money. Like I said, credit is your worthiness to borrow money from lenders, but you want to use this other money that you have to create money. And this is an example too, because you're a real estate agent and you sell homes. The average American don't have $300,000, even $200,000 in their bank account to go purchase a home flat out. So with credit, it's giving you your worthiness to say, hey, we will lend you this $300,000, this $200,000 over a 25-year, 30-year loan period to go purchase home. So in that, with that way, you're using this loan to, one, maybe your first home, but also you're going to build equity in that home. So over time, your plan may be to sell the home, You can pull money out with a refinance loan. That's a perfect way to build your credit and build streams of income with that. And me myself, I had rental cars. So what I did, I leveraged my credit, built it up, got a strong profile, and I went to banks and applied for auto loans in my business name using my personal credit. So now with that, my rental car fleets, which I purchased in my business name using my personal credit, are making money for me. And that's a way of using not debt, but using credit to build streams of income.
And some people think that having debt can be a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. Good debt is not a bad thing at all. Well, this is some good stuff. We got to learn about what credit is and what credit can essentially do for you. It can help you or harm you if you are not repairing your credit and doing the things, paying. That was the other thing, paying the full amount. Because some people say, as long as I pay 30%, paying the full amount is better than paying the 30% because it will boost it higher.
Correct. So the most people, so even for your credit factors, your credit utilization, 30% is a sweet spot you want to be in. But that's not good. If you want to have excellent credit, you want it 10% or lower. That's really the sweet spot. 30% is going to have you stuck. So you may have a 650, 680 credit score, maybe even 700, but staying in that 30% range is never going to get you to where you want to go. So always you want to do 10% or lower because, and then also this, if you have $1,000 credit card, right? And you spend the whole $1,000 within the first 2 weeks of the month and pay the $1,000 all before your billing cycle, that's telling the lender that, oh, they can handle $1,000. So maybe next month, maybe in 3 months, we may give them an extra $1,000, $2,000. And if you do repeat this cycle, that 1,000 will snowball into a $10,000 credit card limit, which now gives you more access to more capital to do what you want to do or create more streams of income. But this is a great way to build your credit. Using your credit card, knowing that you can pay the full balance off at the end of the month. Keep doing this. You won't even have to apply for a credit increase from the lender. They will email you, call you, hey, you're doing a great job with your credit. We just increase your credit limit from $1,000 to $5,000. That's free money on the table now that you have.
I've been doing it wrong. So I definitely going to start. I know I was doing like 2 cards. I would just pay it off, and I got an increase on just one. And I didn't know why. I was like, oh, they gave me an increase, but now I know why. The other ones I wasn't doing that with. I was just paying my payments or paying a little bit extra. But that's a great tip, and I think I'm going to do it. So, I mean, you seem to be knowledgeable about credit. You seem to obviously have leveraged it, as you say. And so how can people contact you about credit repair or helping them with credit repair?
First, you can follow me on Instagram at ish.rivera. So ish.riv as in Victor, ERA. You can go to my website, theprematurebillionaire.com, or you can give me a call or text in my business line, 215-275-9487. And I'm always free and available. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, or you can schedule a consultation call directly on my website and get started.
So what else can we expect from you in the future? And also your details I'll have at the bottom of the video so people can have that on there. Even if they don't watch the video in entirety, which I hope they do because it's some valuable information, it'll have your information at the bottom as well so they can contact you. So what can we expect from you?
So currently, besides my credit repair and business consultation, I have a credit ebook that basically explains the factors of credit, how to slowly build your credit and establish credit if you don't have any. So for individuals or even families that I never even applied for a credit card in my life, my ebook will explain how to go build your credit up to get to a point where, hey, I can go get my first $1,000 credit card, and how to build that $1,000 credit card into $5,000 credit cards, and also how to boost your score up through other various factors of credit. And in the near future, I'm working on financial literacy courses. So I definitely want to get into schools and start teaching that as well, and establish my book out to more children, because it's kind of aimed towards young people. When I was in high school, middle school, I didn't know about credit. So I kind of started going on credit, learning about it when I was in college. So if I would have knew this in high school, middle school, I would have been leveraged myself up to a position where I am now at an earlier age.
We all say that. If I'd have known what I know now, man, I would be listen, y'all will be like, who and what? But everything comes to people, I believe, at the right time. I think you are always where you're supposed to be. Some people mindsets not may not be ready to handle what the creator has for you in some knowledge, because may have learned something, and then your mindset may have not been there, so you could have destroyed your own self before you even got ahead. So a lot of people, we get upset and be like, man, if I'd have known this back then, I'd have been smoking. But we are where we're supposed to be, and you are ever evolving. This is some great information. We can't wait to learn about your courses, your book. If people want to purchase that, please purchase that book and learn about credit. Teach your children about it. Like he said, he was young, he didn't know. I didn't know anything about credit in school. I had to learn later in life. Like, I was in my 30s, so I didn't understand the power of really managing your credit and watching your credit. And like he said, monitor it. You could get free monitoring. I think you said Experian, Credit Karma, TransUnion, all of them. They have, I guess, a site that you can go on and monitor your credit. So this is very valuable information. Is there anything else, any jewels you want to share with the people before we go?
I think that's all, but definitely, credit is important in your life because any decision, if you're not rich, and if you're not rich, yeah, I'm wishing wealth on everybody, but if you're not rich yet, definitely make sure your credit is in a position to get you to where you want to be, because credit for me allowed me to purchase 2 cars that's making me income every single day. I wake up and I see income passively adding to my bank account, and also my other businesses as well. But even if you want to get to the point just to purchase a home, just want a credit for that, you can't not have a credit card, any credit accepts, and then go, hey, one day I want to go buy a home. The bank is going to automatically deny you unless you have the capital or money to purchase it upfront. So always think about your credit. Think about future decisions. If you want to have kids, if you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, if you own a business and you need to make major purchases for your business, just think about how credit can help you and will affect you in the future at all times.
Absolutely. It's very important. But that's very, very valuable information. And everybody, I hope you reach out and find out more information. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else you are, Twitter, wherever you're at. I hope they follow you. I'll put all your links in the bottom of this video. And thank you so much for talking to us about credit. And I hope that everybody, next time I talk to you, you're credit worthy. This your girl, Noel News, and I'm with the Premature Billionaire.
Thank you, guys.